Hope you're having a good one. What's good? What's good? What's good? So this morning, sorry about that. I had to tell Alexa to go do something. Um, and Stitch is not around, so shh. We've got U.S. lawmakers actually delaying the pro crypto bill, and it's because of the market uncertainty. It's kind of interesting. Lawmakers struggle to fulfill pro crypto election promises as Senate Banking Committee delays digital asset marketing structure reforms, efforts to establish a U.S. Bitcoin stockpile, and a state level Bitcoin reserve bills have lost momentum big time, like bubble popped, air gone. Why is that? Cold feet, lettuce hands. Lettuce hands. This is what happens when you don't practice the GMB3. What's the GMB3, you ask? Do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. What's the problem? What's the problem? The problem is that crypto became a bandwagon for politicians, okay? Most politicians haven't a clue about cryptocurrencies. None. And that's a problem, because when I think about that, I kind of go, so you want to write laws about something you haven't taken the time to educate yourself about? What kind of common sense is that? Who does that? Oh, that's right, politicians. Politicians do that. I suggest they get up and they buy my book, Crypto Foundations for Building Multi-Generational Wealth. You see how thin it is? It's a small little book. It's a small little book, right? It's less than 100 pages. Quick read. It might be a quick read, but it's a long study. This gives you the foundations on everything you need to know about where crypto came from, how it works, why it was created, just all kinds of things that give you a solid foundation on what crypto is. And that's how you can start doing your own research. I ask everybody within the GMB community to do at least 15 minutes of investment research per day. Your first investment is in yourself. I say it. I'm going to say it every day. Your first investment is in yourself. And the more you do that research, the more that you can see what's going on, the easier it is for you to connect the dots, the easier for you it is to actually step back and paint the bigger picture. And with that, you will understand your entries and exits. And then you'll be able to absolutely invest deliberately. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm trying to help all of us learn how to do it. That's the difference between the Grow My Bag community and all the other communities that are out there. We're trying to help you learn. That's it. So we bring you news from around the world. Why? Because what happens in this country affects the world. Whatever happens in another country affects the world when it comes to crypto and other investments. So you must pay attention. The world is not as big, and it's not as big as it used to be. It's tiny. It's tiny. When you can make a phone call to somebody around the world and not have to worry about, I don't know, long distance fees. I'm old. I remember long distance fees. I remember having a credit card for long distance. It was geared specifically for long distance. You would punch in these extra numbers and then you could call anywhere. Yeah. Now, I can't just call you. I can video call you. I'm telling you, the reason why they have paused on that crypto bill is because they don't have an understanding and they have problems. They have other problems that are bigger. There's a $4.5 trillion bill for tax cuts. Tax cuts. How are we paying for that? We already have $36+ trillion in debt. How are we paying for $4.5 trillion in tax cuts? All I'm saying is that when you have somebody that's making you look over here, look everywhere, okay? While you're shaking this hand, the other hand's in your pocket. Pay attention. Pay attention. They're going to blame it on crypto. Yeah, they don't know anything about crypto, but is that really the problem? No. $4.5 trillion tax cut package is the problem. That's really what that is. So yeah, how are we going to pay for it? And are you telling me that you're going to go after all the wealthy people and rich people that have not paid their taxes, that owe millions, that are on the books, that owe millions? Yeah, are you going to go after them instead of going after the person that didn't pay their taxes last year because they could barely put food on the table? Yeah, that would be a big thing. That would be a big thing. I'll tell you what. How about you go download the bill and give it to AI and have AI tell you the bullet points from the bill? You're going to see a couple of things in there. If you're a regular person, you get up every day, you go to work every day, you work, bust your tail every day, and you feel like you don't have much to show for it, you feel like you can't afford a dozen eggs. Yeah, do that, and you'll understand what's in that bill and why you should be even more mad. It all affects our bags. It all affects our bags. This is why we have to pay attention. We need lawmakers in there that actually know how to do their job. Had one lawmaker in there that said that government employees don't deserve their salaries. And I sat there and I was like, what? And then I sat there and I said, but she's a government employee. It's a congresswoman. Go look it up. It's a congresswoman. She just said it. And I'm sitting here and I'm just going, yeah, this is not a political statement. This is not a political statement at all. I'm interested in what's going to affect our bags, and a $4.5 trillion tax cut is going to affect our bags. If you go to work every day and you earn $1, when inflation goes up, your dollar is worth less. Its value decreases. I said this the other day. So that means when you get a raise of 3%, back in the day, you used to be happy about that. But today, when inflation is around, 6-7%, it's higher than that raise, which means you actually got a pay cut. They didn't even keep up with the times. But meanwhile, some of these companies are pulling record profits. Still. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking about. Then we've got people saying, well, I had somebody actually ask me, how do you know that, North Korea was behind, that break-in, that hack, on Bybit? First of all, I was shocked that somebody would ask that question. Because all the evidence was there. Then you have private sleuths. I think Zach XBT was all over it. I think Chainalysis was all over it. And then the FBI is all over it, saying, yeah, it was North Korea. It was the Lazarus Group. And then you have Bybit. I'm going to tell you now, a couple of years ago, something like this happens. Actually, you know what? Not even a year ago, it happened to another exchange, WazirX. And WazirX is still taking it on the chin. Bybit is having a strong comeback. You want to know why? 100% transparency. This is what happened. Okay, now we know how it happened. Okay, now we know who did it. Okay, now we know how it happened because one of our partners and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah. 100% transparency all the way through. Ben Zhao, hat tip to you, sir, because that's how you handle a crisis. First, you secure everything, make sure everybody's safe. What's left is left. Make sure, the baddies are out, right? All the bad guys are out. You've now, secured your perimeter, right? And then you perform forensics. And then you let everybody know, hey, this is what happened. This is how it happened. This is when it happened. This is why it happened. Here's where it happened. And we need some help. Can you guys give us some help? Got help. Paid back a lot of that help. They already paid back a $250,000 Ethereum loan. Took the loan, paid it back within like a couple of days. That's what's up. That's when you know you've got a well-oiled machine. Yeah, I'll be sticking. If I had an account there, I'd be sticking with them. Absolutely. They know how to do their job. And they'll recover just fine. Just fine. Because they've proven to the world we can take it on the chin and keep it moving. And everybody knows, hey, look, listen, the Lazarus Group, no joke. But at some point, people have got to step up. The world has got to step up and say, the Lazarus Group is waging war against the rest of the world. And it's time we fight back. My humble opinion. Mara Holdings, 37% revenue boost. Wow. 248% net income growth in Q4 2024. That's amazing. Mara is firing on all pistons. All Pistons. They're not playing games. With a net income rising to $528.3 million due to a 132% increase in Bitcoin prices, despite mining 27% fewer Bitcoin. Yeah. Now, am I expecting great news reporting on this quarter? No, I'm not. It's a very volatile space. But this is why you have mining companies diving into other things. Artificial intelligence, high performance computing, not just crypto mining. I mean, heck, last week I just told you about how Riot Platforms got into the energy business by buying a wind farm in Texas. Yeah, I think some of that energy is going to go to their operations, but the rest of it's going to go to Texas. Got to tell you, there are ways to make money, and if you pay attention, do your research every day, at least 15 minutes a day. That's all I ask. Do 15 minutes of investment research a day. You'll get smarter. You're investing in yourself. You'll be able to see things. You'll be able to understand things better. That's a very big deal. Just please do that. Right? Please do that. Then you've got the Depository Trust and Clearing approving Solana futures ETFs by Volatility Shares. That's the company name. That in no way is a tiny thing. That's big. So I'm like, yeah, absolutely liking that. Right? So there's a lot of stuff going on that I see that I'm kind of like, ooh, that right there sounds nice. It's putting in the groundwork for the future. Everybody right now, not everybody, but a lot of people right now have lettuce hands. Oh, I gotta sell. BlackRock saw their IBIT shares plummet $418 million, something like that. Where's the story? $418 million in a single day. Lettuce hands, floppy hands, the opposite of diamond hands. But I digress. No, I don't. The idea is that I'm looking at news that's telling me the groundwork is being laid for future success. So we might have short-term problems right here, but future adoption is around the corner. It's right there. We're almost there. You have a lot more adoption, not just investment, but adoption, integration of technology. So I look for both when I'm looking at news. And I'm seeing it and I'm saying, yeah, this is a good idea. This is good stuff. Shiba Inu's burn rate surges 1,306%. I'm just saying, it's something we should be paying attention to. I love Shiba Inu. SHIB's burn rate spikes to 30.1 million tokens in a single day, fueling a 5% recovery. Now, I don't expect that to sustain, but it's one of the reasons why I have Shiba Inu. Why? Because when things recover, Shiba Inu skyrockets. It literally skyrockets. Go look at the graph over the past couple of years. It skyrockets big. All coins might crash big, but they rise big too. And the plan could very much be let them rise big, and when they hit that peak, get out, wait a little while, wait for the whole market, including Bitcoin, to come down, and then get back in and buy more. I'm not going to get rid of all of my holdings, but I'm probably going to dump a lot. Cash out a lot. And when everything starts dropping, I'm going to buy Bitcoin and PAXG. Everybody's wondering, like, when you pull your money out, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to wet my beak a little bit, and I'm going to enjoy it a little bit. But I'm going to buy PAXG. Peg to gold. Yep. That's why I'm going to do it. Look at where it was a year ago and look at where it is now. That's all I'm saying. Then you got former Glassnode analyst highlights Bitcoin $76,000 support level. My brother Elliot has one at 70. Brother from another mother has it at $72,000. I have it at about 76. We're going to see what happens because we're all saying, yeah, it's going to pull. It can pull back to those levels and then shoot forward again. That's what I'm thinking. Why are we down right now? Tariff talk. We're not down because of the hack. Yeah, we took a little bit because of the hack, but we would have recovered already. We would have recovered already. Then more talk about tariffs. We'll go through the charts in a little bit, but you'll see. Oh, doing great, doing tariffs. A little bit more tariffs. Then we go up. Tariffs. Then we go up a little bit. We start to try to recover. Oh, yeah. And more tariffs. Every time he opens up his mouth about tariffs, we take a major hit. It panics Wall Street. It panics cryptocurrencies. If you're smart, you've got dry powder on the side. And when everybody else is panicking, you're investing. You're buying back in. Just remember the word investing, it says in, but investing is knowing when to get out too. That's all I'm saying. Know your entries, know your exits. It's number 2 in the GMB 3. Just saying. Book will be out soon. 288 pages, 7x10. Be out soon. Just saying. We got one more thing to do. We're kind of battling over what the cover should be, and then that'll be it. It'll be out in stores. I'm looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to it. Then you got the Winklevoss twins. Case gets dropped, investigation gets dropped by the SEC, and these guys want recompense. They don't want just the money that they spent. They want 3 times that. 3 times that. Greed is greed is greed. And Cameron Winklevoss demands compensation from the SEC after Gemini endured a lengthy investigation without charges. He calls for accountability and proposing that failed regulatory actions result in triple legal cost reimbursements. Now, the only good thing right there is that he's saying not just for him, but anything that was failed, they should have to pay it. And I'm sitting back and I'm going, greed is greed is greed. We're approaching $37 trillion in debt, and these guys are raising their hands to go get more money. Maybe if you hadn't put yourself in that situation where you should have been investigated, possibly, because you do investigations because you think there could be something wrong. That's why you investigate. If we don't find anything, great. We don't find anything. But if we do find something, okay, now come the charges. But this is what happens. You must investigate. You're not just going to be able to walk into an office and be like, yeah, they're guilty, bring the charges. That's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. Investigations happen, and if warranted, then you bring charges. So if you look like you're doing something wrong, yeah, you should be investigated. Maybe you're not doing anything wrong, but we won't know that until we investigate you. And I say we because the government works for us. So when we investigate you, we are investigating you. So something didn't look right. Something didn't smell right. And just because the investigation stopped, it doesn't mean that you weren't doing anything wrong. It just means that they stopped the investigation because the new regime has a love affair for crypto. Okay, cool. That's on you. That's on you. Don't expect recompense. I don't agree with that. I agree with that if, it was blatantly obvious that there was nothing going on. But in this case, I don't believe that it was blatantly obvious that there was nothing going on and the investigation was not completed. So I'm just saying, there are a lot of cases on the docket where I could easily go, why are you investigating them? Ripple, OpenSea, well, not Ripple, because Ripple did do something wrong and they were found guilty and they had to pay $125 million. So, okay, it went well. The appeal? I don't agree with the appeal. You didn't lick your wounds. You did a lot of things wrong, SEC, and you didn't get that. Okay, but you got your $125 million. Go away now. Coinbase is another one. I don't think they should have investigated. They completely bullied Kraken into paying fines. And not only did they bully Kraken into paying fines, they bullied Kraken into paying fines and investigated them again. Like, ooh, that was fun. Let's do it again. There are those cases that are obviously, just to be against crypto or to be against anyone. And I sit back and I go, yeah, those cases, yeah, we could talk about those cases. But cases where you look like you're doing something fishy, yeah, I don't know about that. But no, you don't just get a pass on that, buddy. And in this day and age where the United States has almost $37 trillion in debt, you're going to have your hand out? Nah, buddy. This is why I don't like, Gemini. Nope. I'm good off that. Right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with the rest of the cases that are out there. But I don't necessarily agree that just because an investigation was stopped, that you should be compensated triple the amount. Maybe not look like you're guilty or innocent. Now, I will say that I don't like the idea of a Wells notice where they tell you we're investigating you, but they're not going to tell you what about or anything. Yeah, I don't like that. Because then you don't really have a fighting chance. It's like, did I wash my hand? Did I not wash my hands before I left the toilet? I mean, just what did I do? I don't know what I did. And by the way, I don't like cases in crypto or anything where, companies come knocking on the door, be like, hey, we're trying to do something. Can you help us? We want to make sure that we're doing things correct. And that's what happened in a lot of cases with the SEC. So yeah, those cases, yeah, we could look at those. But this Gemini case, I don't think so. Go look at the case. There was a reason for an investigation. Frankly, I would have let the investigation conclude. I really would have. But there seems to be a blanket thing that, all things crypto, we're going to let it go. I don't know about that. Right? Anyway, you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let me get my notes out of the way. All right. So now we've got initial jobless claims coming out today. We've got durable goods orders, GDP. We've got some Fed speak, pending home sales. We've got a lot of stuff going on today. Today is a big number day. It's a big number day. And remember, it starts at 8:30. Numbers start rolling in. 8:30, again, then again at 10 a.m. Right? This is what I'm going to be paying attention to. Right? And I know we say, oh, it's just more Fed speak. Every now and then you should listen, because each one of these people is telling you where their head is at. And together they tell what they're saying, what they're thinking to Fed Chair Powell, and Fed Chair Powell looks over everything and then comes to a final decision. This is why you should be paying attention to that. Just saying. DeFi Llama, we're down from $107 billion in total value locked yesterday to $106 billion, and it's a more than $1 billion drop in total value locked, right? So we should be paying attention. Then the Fear and Greed Index is at 10. 10. Why is it at 10? Like I said, tariffs. Let's not get it twisted. What else do we have going on? Looking at this big board, I'm sitting back and I'm going, there's a lot of things here that I could get into, that I could be happy about. Why is this a deep green? Oh, because somebody, Canary filed for it. That's why. It filed for a Polkadot ETF. So that's kind of a big deal, right? Then you've got, right here, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let me get rid of these boxes, big ugly boxes, right? This is when we started going down. So I decided let me draw this line to see what happens. And I'm like, oh, okay. This to me is the low point. Here are my other bands. I've got to stop at 77 and change. I've got to stop at 73. All right. Somebody from Glassnode has it at 76. My brother has it at 72. We're kind of in the same ballpark. These lines that I drew are based on the past, way back when. And I kept the lines there so we could see where we were. So as we move into the future, so we could see where we were in the past. And this is what we're revisiting in the past. But I'm going to show you some numbers in a couple of minutes, and you'll be sitting there going, wow, now I see why he's not so worried. I went through it last night. You should catch last night's show. I shouldn't even do it today. You should watch last night's show. I actually went through and showed you, the GMB X factor for so many different coins. And that's why I wasn't worried. That's why I'm not worried at all. Not in the slightest. Right? But right now, you've got Bitcoin at 86,454. All right. Not worried about it. Then I take a look and say, yeah, we're down a lot. Ethereum's down 30%. All these puppies are down. So for XRP for the year, XRP was flying high. Litecoin is still flying high year to date. I mean, I love Litecoin. Just saying, love Litecoin, right? And then who else is doing well? Mantra. Their year to date is still doing well. Yes, I have a bag of Mantra, and I'm very happy with it. But when you look at the GMB tracker, crypto tracker, bleh, couldn't get it out of my mouth. Jesus. All right. These are the winners. Let's start with the losers. Let's go there. Start with the losers. Go for the change. All right. XDC down over 10%. GMB X factor of 1.32. If you like XDC and you see a GMB X factor of 1.32, I'm thinking they can do it. Quant is down 8%. GMB X factor of 3.26. I don't hold it. I've never held it. But there are people that believe in those ISO. They're self-proclaimed, compliant, right? So if you believe in that ISO 222, thing, regulation, not even a regulation, standard rather. I could look at Quant and XDC and kind of go, yeah, I can see how they could make it. I can see it. But then I'm looking at all the other coins. I'm kind of like, yeah, I have that 5% rule. So I stop right there. Right there. There's not a lot of coins that I can talk about. Then you go over to the winners. And what do you start to see? You start to see some changes, some differences. And you go, whoa, okay. Let's see if there are anything over here that I care about. Dog with hat up 8%. It's GMB X factor 7.14. It's a popular meme coin. I think this is going to be a standout meme coin. Them, Pepe. The reason why is because they're the start of meme coins, and everybody's got a bad taste in their mouth from all the new meme coins. I think that's going to be the difference. So I think they could actually come back from that. Optimism up 8.5%. GMB X factor of 3.17. Not bad. Jupiter has a GMB X factor of 1.67, and they were up 8%. Jupiter's going to do well. They reported well, too. Aptos, again, I reported on Jupiter last night. Aptos is up 7.78% with a GMB X factor of 2.26. Do I think it can come back? Yeah, I think it can come back. Absolutely. Do I think it can come back 2.26x? Yeah, I do. So now you know why I have the GMB X factor. It helps me put everything into a smarter picture. It really does. And for those of you who missed the show last night, I'm going to show you a little something extra. Our social media platform is almost there. It is almost there. This is the wide open feed. Everybody will have access to that. We have a group for big baggers. Only big baggers will have access to that. Everybody that's a member of the Grow My Bag community, member of the site, actually gets all the articles. There are over 7,100 articles. Actually, we're approaching 7,200 articles, actually. Videos, written articles, all that stuff. We have a knowledge base that we're coming out with. I think it's got over 1,100 accounting terms that are in there. And I mean general finance terms, like, covering stocks, bonds, options, crypto, whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, we've got a lot going on. I told you, the Grow My Bag community is all about teaching you things. And this is how we're going to do it. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. If you like what I'm doing, do me a favor. Smash the like buttons. tell your friends all about this community. And if you have a chance and you feel compelled, go to growmybag.tv/sign-up and become a bagger or big bagger. The new website is coming. It's almost here. It's going to be a very big deal. And we're going to be able to share even more information with you about how to invest. Right? It's a self-teaching community. We've got a lot of people on here that are sharing information. It's going to be amazing. Everybody,